Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Tuesday morning. It's about 11 o'clock. It's a beautiful day up here. We had some rain yesterday, and this is what I call a perfect Chiang Mai day. It's not hot, and it's not cool, and the wind's blowing. The air's nice and fresh. It's really just a nice day, and a great day to get out walking. I did a video yesterday up around the consulate, and I'll post it eventually. The security from the consulate came out and told me I couldn't film there, and so I sent them an email, and we're trying to clarify that, because I found pictures on the internet that are no more than I did. Wow, there's a guy swimming under the bridge. Unbelievable, swimming in that water. He just dove in right off of the edge. Huh. But here's the Tape Amor, and they just completely redid the face of this building. But anyway, back to the story. They asked me not to video, and I had already videoed it, and I told them I'd delete it. And, I made the video yesterday. I sent the consulate an email to ask them if it was okay, and if it's okay, I'll post the video. If it's not, I'll put something over the top of it and appease them. You know, I'm not going to get into a pissing contest with them. It's just not worth it. But anyway, I thought I'd walk around a little bit today, and I kind of got a funny story for you. Something that I've been wanting to share for a long time, and I've never been able to get approval to tell it. So the other night, Leck and I were talking. She goes, "Oh, you can tell that story." So I'm going to go ahead and tell it now. It's kind of funny, but you know, up here, you know, after you come to Thailand, you're going to learn a lot of different things. They have a lot of different superstitions. They have a lot of different beliefs that, you know, are different for us, you know. And one of the things is, believe it or not, is voodoo. And you know, Lex told me some stories of some of her friends that have gone to fortune tellers and, you know, done the carrot cards and all that stuff. And, you know, trying to find out about their future and their boyfriends and stuff. And for the most part, you know, Lex doesn't believe in all that stuff. She doesn't, you know, she's not, some of the things that they believe in, she's kind of seen, hell, that's crazy. That guy just left his stuff right there. Dove in, and he was swimming, so he wasn't drowning. He'd taken his shirt off. Oh, there he is. Okay. I was worried about you. I was worried about you. I see you go in. I thought you were gonna drown. You okay? Good. There he is. But I think we'll just keep walking this way. See how far I go. But yeah, there's all kinds of different stories and different things they believe in. It might have been him that she's told me over the years. And you know, I never put much merit on it. You know, she's not real superstitious. She says she's not scared of ghosts, but let me pull into a crematory at night on the motorcycle, and I've got claw marks in my back. So I don't know how true that is. But you know, voodoo and black magic is something that exists up here. To what extent, you know, I personally here have not seen any of it. You know, I do see them at the fortune tellers, and there's usually a line with the, you know, when they have the tarot cards and stuff like that. And one thing I have seen is at these carnivals, they will have, they'll have a guy come in with a truckload of snakes, and he'll give a little snake exhibition. And as a matter of fact, I've got some pictures of one of them, and I'll try to include it in the video. And you know, they'll bring out the pythons, the cobras, and all that. And what they do is they sell omnets, those little things you wear around your neck to protect you from the snakes. Wow, there's a nice Harley. A scooter, and a bunch of tourists out today. But, and there'll be people lined up to buy that stuff. And they believe that the omelet they wear around their neck will protect them from getting bit by snakes. It's true or not, hell, I don't know, you know. I don't think so, but I've never heard of anybody being bit by a snake yet that's lived through it by wearing one of those things. But anyway, back to the story of the voodoo. And we had probably been living in the States, I'm gonna say probably 5 years. And you know, Lex, she's pretty sharp. She learned how to speak good English within about the first 6 months. She could speak pretty good English when she came, but after she got there, her English improved almost to perfection by about, you know, 6 months to a year. So she got a job at a factory, and the factory, it was called Presidential Baking, I believe is what it was. And they made cookies and cakes and all that stuff, and kind of like a Little Debbie, throw off of Little Debbie's. Little Debbie's was in the county below us, but this was kind of a throw off of Little Debbie's. But she'd been working there for a couple years. You know, really it was a decent job for her. She had great benefits and the pay was real good, and the people were real nice to her. You know, her co-workers kind of took her under their wing and, you know, showed her the ropes and stuff. They taught her Southern slang, and I mean, she come home saying shit that, you know, I said, where the hell did you hear that? Oh, they tell me that at work. You know, what's this mean? What's that mean? You know, and then I have to explain it to her. But anyway, she had a boss that was probably in his 60s, and he was a Vietnam veteran. And he was kind of the boss of the entire plant. And, you know, I'm talking probably, they probably had 150, 200 employees on the shift. And she worked from 2 to 11, or 2 to 10. So we were basically, at the time I was working nights. I was working 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so we'd have a couple hours in the morning, and that was about it. I'd come in the morning and eat my breakfast, and, you know, sit there for a while, and she'd wake up, then I'd go to bed. But it's one particular day I come home, and well, anyway, let me get back to the part about her boss. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. But anyway, she's having problems with this guy. He's being a real jerk, and apparently after being in Vietnam, he kind of had a hard-on for Asian people. It didn't matter whether they were Thai, whether they were Japanese, or whatever. Anybody with slanted eyes, he didn't like. And he was kind of heavy on Lek a little bit. And, you know, I don't, you know, and I don't agree with that. I mean, it's just absolutely absurd. But, you know, you try to give someone their own space. I mean, it got to the point where I was going to go talk to the guy, and but I held off. And Lek came home one night, and I mean, she was just all upset, and, you know, telling me that he'd put her on a crappy job, and, you know, just, she says, I'm ready to explode on him. And I said, just calm down, you know, give it a couple more days, and hello, give it a couple more days, and see if it doesn't let up. Huh? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fish, yeah, lots of fish.
Where are you from?
I live here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I live in Chiang Mai.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't eat any of those fish. But she, you know, I calmed her down a little bit, and she went ahead and did what she was going to do and go to bed, and I took off and went to work. So I think I'll take the right side over here. Here's Salad Concept. I know we've walked that road before. I'm gonna tilt this back a little bit so you see a little bit better. Look at those blue skies. But anyway, I went ahead and went to work and come back in the next morning, and we used to have a cast iron skillet that we cooked on. Matter of fact, I had several of them that were kind of my favorite skillets, and unfortunately I made the mistake of leaving them in Tennessee. I didn't bring them here. I really wish I had. But I had this one skillet that I loved to cook eggs with, and it was sitting on top of the I kept it on top of the stove because we just washed it out and put it back on because that's the main one that we used. And also we had a pitcher of water that we kept in the refrigerator, and it was one of those filtrated pitchers. And you know, I always drank out of the tap, but as soon as she got there, you know, we had to have some kind of filtration system because, you know, she's just not used to drinking straight out of the tap. So we got that. But anyway, I come home that morning and from work, and she's in bed, and I go to cook an egg. I go to get I get my egg out and look at the frying pan, and it's full of salt. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just salt all over it. And then I look, and the pitcher of water's next to the stove. I'm thinking, something ain't right here. You know, it's always in the refrigerator. Looks like we got a checkpoint Charlie up here on the right. We'll walk through that. But I didn't think anything about it. I washed the pot out and put the water pitcher back in the refrigerator, and sat down on the table and ate my egg, and was playing on the internet and wasn't really paying much attention. Well, Lek wakes up. She comes walking out, kind of stumbled out of bed and out into the living room, you know, kind of sleepy-eyed. And looks at me, and I said, why was the frying pan full of salt? And she looks at me, and she looks like a deer with deer caught in headlights, you know, just big wide eyes. And I said, what was the pitcher? You know, the pitcher of water doing on the side of the stove? And the eyes got bigger, and the mouth kind of drops, and she kind of looks down at the floor, you know, just kind of standing there looking at me. And you know, I've seen that stare before, and the last time I saw it was when we were trying to smuggle 2 or 3 kilos of squid through customs in Atlanta, and they asked her if she had any food in her suitcase. That was the last time I saw that look. So I knew something was up. And boy, they got a whole line of them here. That's good. Keep the good ones on the road and the bad ones off. Yeah, right. Never happened. They'll be right back on. But anyway, she kind of looks down and kind of hangs her head real low, and I said, what's the deal? What's wrong? And she said, I voodooed my boss. And I thought, what? She goes, yeah, I voodooed my boss. And I said, well, did it work? I don't know. And I asked her, I said, well, what did you do? And she wasn't going to tell me. I mean, she sat right there. She goes, no, I'm not going to tell you. I said, well, I knew it had something to do with salt and water and a frying pan. And finally, she says, I'll tell you. but you got to promise to never do it to me. So right, I'm thinking, all right, this shit don't work, but she don't want me doing it to her. So I said, I agreed to it. I said, okay. I said, I promise I'll never do it to you. So she tells me what she did was she got that frying pan scalding hot, just real hot. And she threw chili peppers in the frying pan. I couldn't smell them, you know. And then she said what she did was she threw salt on the chilies and cursed the guy. And kept cursing him and cursing him and cursing him and throwing chili and, you know, salt in the pan. And I said, damn. I said, you think it'll work? And she goes, I don't think so, but I've had enough. I'm not going to take any more of his shit. And I said, okay. So I just kind of sat there for a minute. I said, well, what was the pitcher of water doing out? She goes, that was in case I caught the house on fire. And I just started rolling. I mean, you know, she's kind of sitting there all kind of hunched over, and, you know, she really was just still standing there. And she's kind of hunched over and, you know, kind of looking down and, you know, a little bit, I think a little bit embarrassed, but, you know, still she told me the story. And, you know, I didn't think much about it. You know, we kind of joked about it, but she made me swear that I'd never do it to her, and I haven't, and I wouldn't do it to anybody else. I don't know if it works or not, but, you know, I think it's more of a psychological thing. But we kind of went on our merry way about it, you know, and a day or so went by. I think it's about 2 days. Wow, look at those lilies. They're so pretty. You got the gate right there. I'll let this lady want to walk by so she can get by me. But about 2 days later, she comes home from work, and it was my night off, so I was sitting there on the couch when she gets off. Big smile on her face from ear to ear. I mean, just, you know, just glowing when she walks through the door. You know, she didn't even stop to. Usually, she'd stop and let the dog. I used to call her peanut butter, because when she came home, she smelled like peanut butter, because she worked on the peanut butter wafers. And the dog would terrorize her shoes when she got home. And, you know, they'd play a little bit because, you know, her shoes had peanut butter all over it. Not actually on it, but, you know, the crumbs and stuff like that. And the dog really loved it. And she let the dog play with her shoes for a little while. This time she runs right to the kitchen. And I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? She goes, wait. Oh, shit, I don't know if I want to walk on this. I think I'm going to go around. Now we're on the northeast corner. Sipum corner. It's beautiful. Usually they have a fountain going over here, but I can't see it. No, it's not going right now. Anyway, we'll keep walking this way. I'll keep talking. There's somebody paid homage at the corner. You know, that's other things they believe in. But anyway, she runs to the kitchen, and she gets the pitcher out of the refrigerator. I'm thinking, oh shit, she's going to do it again, you know. And she goes over to the sink and starts pouring the water down the drain. And she's saying some stuff, and I don't know what it was. It was just kind of like mumbling and some crazy shit, you know. And she finishes. She put the pitcher back in the refrigerator and comes down, sits in the chair. You know, we had a little love seat out in front of this big screen TV we had. She sits down. I said, "What?" I said, "Why are you so happy?" And she says, "I had it out with the boss." And she says, "Everything's okay now." And I said, "You're kidding me." She goes, "No." And I said, "Well, you know, what happened?" I said, "Did the voodoo work?" And she goes, "I guess it worked. I don't know." But anyway, she said she was at work and he said something to her. And she's got a hot flash temper. You know, where you reach that point, I mean, she's going to unleash on you. And you guys that are married to Thai women, I think you may know what I'm talking about. But once it starts, it don't stop. You know, you don't turn it off. Well, he pissed her off to the point of no return. And he made the mistake of saying, "Do you want to talk to me in my office?" And she says, "Yes," and they both stormed in there. Apparently, after about 15-20 minutes of screaming at each other, they became good friends. Now, whether the voodoo worked or not, hell, I don't know. But to this day, you know, we don't know. But she was happy and went on about her way. But, you know, I've heard other stories. I've heard curses being put on people and different stuff like that. You know, it's here. Now, how much they believe in it, I don't think they'll ever admit that that they believe in it. You know, they'll say no, they don't, but a lot of them do. And I still, to this day, cannot get Lek to admit that she believes in that stuff. And her explanation was she had so much stress built up in her, she had to do something to relieve the stress from the pressure that this guy was putting on her. And but after that, they were good buddies. You know, she had no problems with him, and she'd come home from work every day smiling. And hell, who knows? Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. But whatever it was, you know, her problem was solved. And I think if it hadn't been solved, at least she would have felt better that she at least done something. She might have been giving him dirty looks or something. Who the hell knows? But that's my voodoo story. Now, I don't know if there's been any other voodoo done on me or anything like that. Hell, I don't know. But it does definitely exist up here. And another thing that you'll find, and I'll give you something that might help you a little bit. If you're at a market or something and you're there early in the morning, and there's not a lot of people there, you'll get the best deals because they believe that the first sale that they make in the day is the lucky sale. I bought stuff from people before, you know, and they'll rub the bill on my shoulder. Say, "Oh, lucky, lucky, lucky. Lucky day, Farang, first customer." So, you know, y'all use that to your advantage. It may save you a little bit. You know, you really, these people that sell on the streets, you know, as far as food is concerned like that, don't ever try to barter with them. They're not making very much on it, and there's nothing there to, no profit in there at all. I mean, the little lady that I buy my breakfast from every morning, Lek went with me yesterday, and she doesn't speak any English, and she, you know, she's just a sweet, sweet lady and a fantastic cook. They take very good care of me. And she went to Lek and said she was raising her prices up and didn't know how to tell me. And you know, I just looked at her. I said, "My Penrod, don't worry about it." You know, I said, "You can charge me whatever you want to." And she's only raising her prices up 5 baht. You know, I mean, you know, like I said in the video I did the other day, 5 baht doesn't faze me a bit. You know, and if it makes a difference, you know, to these other people, I'm all for it. A busy little intersection out today. Nice day today. You know, I can feel the cool air coming off of that fountain right there. Really nice. But anyway, I think we'll head back to the car, and I'll go back to my air conditioning room and edit this video. I want to thank everybody that subscribed to the channel. It's you know, I can't believe how good the channel has done and is doing now. I never expected anything like that, and like I said, I'll keep trying to put content out that you enjoy. And you know, the one thing about it is I'm me. I'm just, you know, you're not going to see me jumping off any buildings. You're not going to see me stirring a pile of whatever, saying tastes good, you know, and stuff like that. You know, you're just me. You know, that's all it is. And you know, I'm 66 years old. I've probably got some damn good stories to tell you, but I ain't doing none of that shit again. That's for sure. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this, and I'm headed back to the car. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.